What is going on, guys? Jack here, and today I've got for you guys another video where we're going to be taking a look at the latest Eastside Hockey Manager Early Access update. If you don't know, the game's currently in Early Access on Steam. Every 2 weeks they're kind of launching new updates. I say 2 weeks because the recent update was 13 days, but you get the idea. We're now on the second update since the initial release. 2 weeks ago was the 15.1.0 beta update. Today we're on 15.2.0. So we're going to be taking a look at the major changes here, and as it says at the top of here, if you've got any requests that you want to make, leave them in the wish list thread on the Sports Interactive forums. And if you've got any feature ideas for this game, let me know them down in the comments. I'd love to hear what you guys think would be cool additions. So anyway, I'll leave a link to this page down in the description of the video. I'm going to be basically taking you through the change list, talking about some of the bigger changes, showing you the changes on screen, those that are kind of visually I guess possible to see. Not all of them are. And yeah, this update's not quite as major as the previous update, but there are some very nice changes. So anyway, the first one here is a new features update, and there's been some new leagues added. So here you can see we have the Swiss Leagues 1 and 2 have been made playable, the German League's been made playable, the Finnish League 3 has been made playable, and there's been added options to use borderless resolutions in the game preferences. I think that's to help with people who are playing on monitors with the resolution the game currently plays in, which is 1024 by 768. I'm not actually entirely sure. If I can dig into the game and try and see if it has any impact on my game, I'll leave a kind of a visual thing for you to see. But good to see some changes being made and some adjustments maybe being made to the resolution of the game. I think that's kind of quite high on people's wish list, is to see the game's resolution change. So any little changes like that might be moving towards a bigger change are always appreciated. There's some new data import changes for the 2014 rules. Unfortunately, these do only apply to new games, but they've adjusted the national TV deals in various nations. The World Championship format's been updated. The Russian League playoff brackets have been updated and fixed. Updated shootout rules in various leagues, and also fixed the Swedish League playoff home and away games order. So that's good. Anything to help with the simulation being more accurate is always, I guess, appreciated, and it's good to see that they're really going into detail with some of these rules and ensuring that they are correct. And there are some other kind of fixes, although apparently there's none under this list. I don't know if that's meant to be blank, but apparently there's been no import changes made for the 2006 rules if you're playing on historical databases, I guess that is. But anyway, moving on, there have been some gameplay changes, and a lot of these are trade related, so they're not easy for me to show you on screen, but a few that really jumped out on me. The first one was fixed harsh roster related trade evaluations. If you've been playing Eastside Hockey Manager in the 15.1.0 update, you've probably noticed a few times when you do trades and the other team kind of raised concerns that it could throw their balance out of the balance of their roster off, and that they're not happy, I guess, with the players, and that they think it's not too beneficial for them. So that's been changed. There's been improved financial assessments of trades. I have noticed a few times when teams don't want to go over a certain wage budget, and it seems really bizarre because they're so far below the cap, so that's a nice change. You can also see improved player wage demands in relation to team budget and status offered, and also improved player contract evaluations to put more weight on wages in the offer, so that's nice. There's also been improved reputation settings for human managers based off their past experience selected at the start of the game. I noticed in my game with the Maple Leafs, my reputation was really high early on, even though I hadn't set it to be super high, so I don't know if that has any impact there. There's a few other changes here. A lot of them are little things to do with the finances and also the trading system just being changed, but there are some other ones such as some award scoring adjustments, for the seasonal awards, I assume that is, and also fixed season ticket sales processing. So I don't know if we're going to see more season ticket sales being sold and whatnot, but that would be kind of nice. I noticed in my Leafs Let's Play I've been doing, the number of kind of people turning up to games hasn't really changed, and at the same time the board won't let me expand the stadium because they don't think the demand's there. There are a few other changes to do with free agents and also just general roster things, and also fixed the latest draft lottery model, and also added a recap of the first round picks in the news item. That's one thing that I have had a little bit of a concern with, is that you can't really work out the order of the picks and where they're going until right before the draft occurs. I don't know if that's going to directly solve it, but at least it's going some way to perhaps make the user more familiar with, I guess, which way the first round picks are going towards the end of the season, and also who's going to be picking when prior to the actual draft, because it isn't really easily found anywhere currently in game. There's also a few improvements. A lot of these seem to be for the leagues that aren't the NHL, stuff like improved promotion and relegation kind of changes. There's also been small improvements to various news item texts. I have no idea what those improvements are, and they're very small, so if you spot them, let me know. And also improved chances for owners to inject money into their club when in financial trouble. There are also some UI changes here. The player comparison screen's been changed and it looks far nicer now. It's a lot easier to compare your players and get a lot better picture of who's the better player. The way it's done now is the attributes are columned the same way they are on the player profile screen, which is really nice. There's also been a tooltip added to the trade interest stars in the trade screens, so you guys will know if you add or remove a player, be it from your own team or the other team. There are some stars that appear. Now, if you hover over them, it will give you kind of an evaluation and a quick little kind of a few words, I guess, just saying what that actually equates to. You'll also see here if a player is willing to waive his no trade clause, it's indicated in the trade interest label tooltip. And there's a tooltip even. Not noticed that myself, but, you know, nice little change. Also rearranged the league screen to accommodate more leagues. I'll leave a picture for you guys to see of all the new leagues. Of course, with the new leagues being added, some changes had to be made. They've been made accordingly. And there's also been some fixes for crashes, including ones where if you have an all-star game and a participating player is suddenly retired, that won't happen anymore. You won't get a crash. And there's also a few other little crashes there. One thing I missed last episode when I was doing this recap, I will just draw your attention to here, is that the match engine has been changed. We're now on version 68 of it. There's been fixes to overtime penalty processing, adjustments to penalty reasons, as well as the calling of penalties, and also small adjustments to player decision making. Not entirely sure what that all equates to, but just so you guys are aware that those changes are there. I guess they're subtle little changes. You don't see too many massive changes with the in-game engine, just because, especially with this kind of bi-weekly update schedule, it's lots of little changes kind of been slowly fed in to make sure nothing kind of gets thrown up massively out of whack by a tiny change. But anyway, that's all for the updates for this I guess, EHM 15.2.0 build. As I mentioned right at the start, I'll leave a link to this down below. If you do enjoy these little updates that I bring to you guys, smash the like button. It does help me out. I appreciate people don't always catch the change list, so I like to do these videos. And also, I think it'll be nice to see when the game's out in full access and kind of re-watch the playlist and see how the game kind of slowly took shape from what we started with. But yeah, that's going to wrap things up from me, so thank you very much for watching, guys. Hopefully you have enjoyed. If you have, smash the like button. If you've got any comments, leave them down below. Let me know what you'd like to see in EHM before the full release. I'd love to hear perhaps some of your unique ideas. And other than that, it is me, Jack, and I'm going to talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.